After war, we have a war, we have economical problems, so this I think make a big problem, psychological problem in my country. So I want to become in this program and get master degree to help my society because really need too much help.
And as well, I have 6 years experience as psychotherapy, and I worked with survivor of chemical attack in Halabja. And actually this is why I decided to participate in this course. Of course, this field, especially trauma therapy, is really new in our society, and we cannot find it in our universities in Kurdistan, and this is new. Because of that reason, I decided to participate.
The big opening ceremony took place in Dohuk in September 2017. The wide range of guests reflected the broad base of this unique academic endeavor. Representatives of the Kurdish government, the participating universities, and political institutions from Kurdistan and Germany were present. For the first time, this kind of international cooperation took place in the region to pool academic and financial resources. The government of the German state of Baden-Württemberg financed the startup. The universities of Dohuk, Villingen-Schwenningen, and Tübingen will staff the wide range of experts on trauma therapy and have developed a curriculum that is modeled after the European Master Standard. Training trauma therapists is a dire need in northern Iraq. The 2.5-year lasting reign of Daesh in the region did not only destroy houses and whole villages. Hundreds of thousands of people have been deeply traumatized. Around Dohuk, there are more than 500,000 refugees and internally displaced people, but only one psychiatric clinic and half a dozen therapists. The Master of Advanced Studies in Psychotherapy and Psychotraumatology wants to educate sufficient therapists to meet this need in the near future. To apply for the MA, students have to have a bachelor in psychology, medicine, sociology, or other healthcare sciences. The study plan focuses on the theory and practice of cognitive behavioral therapy. The professional requirements are designed according to the regulation for psychological psychotherapy in Germany. Due to the participating institutions and teachers, the program is a model for transcultural transfer of knowledge. Professor Kieselhan treats refugees of wars from all over the world for over 20 years. He teaches at the State University Villingen-Schwenningen. Dr. Ottmann has studied in Germany and now teaches in Dohuk.
Das ist sozusagen die Basic, die wir haben, auf dessen wir das Konzept entwickelt haben. Und wir adaptieren und verändern das auch, wenn wir merken, dass hier bestimmte Dinge anders sind. Zum Beispiel ist das Krankheitsverständnis, was psychische Erkrankungen betrifft, in der Bevölkerung kaum vorhanden. Sie sind eher körperlich orientiert.
The theoretical part of the master's studies covers a wide range: clinical psychology and psychopathology, cognitive behavioral therapy, ICD-10F diagnoses, psychology of culture and identity, trauma and post-trauma therapy, just to mention a few. During the whole course, IPP master students are involved in practical therapeutical work. One stop, a clinical setup in Dohuk. Students sit in therapy sessions and discuss the cases seen with the therapist. Depending on their prior experience and professional background, they do supervised therapy as well. It looks like circus training, but it is not. Students find out how they deal with multiple challenges at the same time. Self-evaluation is a recurring and important part of the IPP curriculum. How do they assess their own capabilities, strengths, and weak spots? What about their self-perception and images others have of them? How would they react if exposed to a situation causing panic? After all, that is an experience most of their patients from war-torn areas in Iraq and Syria are only too familiar with. Quite a number of IPP students have been exposed to war and violence as well, just like many of their patients. Dr. Kaiser joined the international team of lecturers for the first time in spring 2019. She is teaching a very important therapeutical method, the narrative exposure therapy.
Before I came, I thought, in a place of war, you expect young people to be kind of disillusioned, maybe a bit hard, maybe broken also in their own personalities. So it's a really big surprise to see that these people are so lively, so engaged, so empathic and warm.
A student volunteers to have his lifeline laid out.
Is there anything in between? Did you have friends?
Roses for positive experience and events, stones for sad ones, and sticks for moments when he inflicted harm on others. As the lifeline grows, so too does the trust between patient and therapist. The patient feels that he is not alone confronting the horrors of the past when he or she had no chance of getting clarity about what happened. Furthermore, each stone and each rose now has a name, a reason, maybe an explanation. That reduces the burden on memory. Due to their own experience, many students know exactly what their patients went through.
They bring, or the personalities they bring to work, will enable them to have two qualities. One is the intellectual capacity, the other one is the empathy and the compassion they show for the patient. So it qualifies them to become very good trauma psychologists. Yeah.
One of many refugee camps around Dohuk. Tens of thousands of displaced people and refugees from Syria and Iraq are doomed to live here. The IPP students know these people very well. They have been coming to the camps since 2 years. Detailed knowledge of their situation and mutual trust is part of the basis for potential therapeutic success. This man suffered a long time under very low self-esteem. This in turn caused people around him to label him a stupid idiot. In his therapy, Zayad Basher uses visuals and the narrative exposure therapy as he had learned it in IPP. Zayad Basher had worked for 8 years as a therapist.
We have good experience with some techniques like narrative exposure therapy, NET, and interoceptive exposure therapy, imagery. Those techniques we practice here, and we found it's very effective because we used a lot of emotion and we used a lot of body sensation and make them to confront with their problem, and we found it's very effective and helpful. Our patient, when they give us feedback, they tell us their life it was changed. Yeah.
Before I came here, I had problems with self-confidence. Now I feel better and relaxed, And now I have good in my life and think about the future and focus on what I want in the future. Most of these children never had a happy childhood. Instead, they had to suffer from war, violence, and the loss of loved ones. But when the students from IPP come, there is joy and laughter. For a brief moment, they feel what childhood should be like. Alam Yunus is a mother of 4. She treats a number of children in this camp. Since 2 years, she meets this girl on a regular basis. But today, something happened Alam Yunus did not expect at all. One of my teachers explained to me, when you love someone, you can give them the red flowers. And she said, I love you for that. I bring for you the flowers. They are related to spring in our region. After the meeting, I feel very comfortable and more confident and more in love with myself and other people, like family, friends, or teachers in school. You give me a power to do things that are more positive in my life. Alam Yunus is aware that without her education at the IPP, this precious moment might never have occurred.
To the future, I hope to be a good psychotherapist, and because my teacher in IPP gives me a lot of information, a lot of techniques, a lot of supports, and all this make me to be confident about the future, and I hope to be a good psychotherapist and psychologist in the future to help the people when they needed us.
The teachers and lecturers come from Iraq and Germany. So far, the transcultural transfer of knowledge has worked. The reason? The students were given the choice to choose in the field with the patients what helps and what not.
Dr. Kizilhan told us, you decide, you do the research, you cope this program and this Germany way and European way for the treatment with your culture, with your society, how you adapt, how you cope. It is like you make for this society a special way for the treatment.
In a few months, the students will deliver their mandatory master thesis and write their exams. Their strong motivation carried them through a high workload and the challenge of the English language.
First thing for me, when I try coming for master degree, I just want to help myself first thing, because I also need helping, and after that help my small family, and because as I say, we have least therapists, least psychologists, all individual person in our society need the psychological help, psychological support. So the first my family, after that our society need help. So I try to be the small part of the society to help someone around me.
The most important thing to me is I'm occupied with very new scientific approaches in dealing with psychopathologies. And also I can share what I have learned here with my friend that they hadn't chance to join this program. So it's a good chance to spread what I have learned here to other people that work in mental health sector. So I think this is the most important thing to me.